Today, on 3rd of June 2024, we started our journey in the morning from Reik towards Aizawl and then from Aizawl towards Thanzawl. Reik is actually situated on the western side of Aizawl and Thanzawl is situated on the southern side of Aizawl. So first we'll go towards Aizawl, and we started our journey quite early because today is going to be a very hectic day. We have to travel around 200 kilometers, and this 200 kilometers in these hilly areas is really a difficult task. Sometimes our car stopped, we took something for snacks, and then again our journey started. Sometimes weather becomes cloudy, sometimes it becomes clear. Weather in this kind of areas is very unpredictable. Anytime it can change suddenly from cloudy to sunny. Roads are not that good. Although I heard that roads were quite good, but few days before there was a storm which came causing the disruption of roads. We were lucky that we finally arrived Thanzawl. In fact, when I was making the itinerary for this place, Mizoram, that time the first point of attraction that I have seen was in Thanzawl. We reached Vanthawng peak, which is in between Aizawl and Thanzawl. Apparently the road was closed yesterday. Luckily it is open when we arrived there. Apparently this is the peak, but the roadways are very near to it, so you won't realize that that is a peak of a hill. There are resorts made by government. One can stay there overnight. Although we have booked Thanzawl tourist lodge, so we will be staying in Thanzawl tonight. The road goes from top to bottom, and we started walking down the hill actually. While going down the hill, it's a lush green jungle, and somewhere it is slippery because of heavy rainfall for past few days. Luckily we did not counter any kind of accident, but there were moments where it could have happened. Now we started walking down and we found a light tower or watchtower kind of thing in this jungle, which is actually very good to see or to spot some animals in this jungle. Then again we started walking up and wanted to go to Vanthawng peak. And this is Vanthawng peak. You can see a 360-degree view from here. Although it is full of jungles, so you can't see much. But this is really good place to spend times. Right now there are hardly any tourists in Mizoram. Although I heard that there are hardly any tourists in Mizoram all over the years. That's why most of the places are not visited by many people. Only a few people go there and spend time, and sometimes IPS officer, IAS officer, they have to visit these places, and that's why there are quite good tourist lodge, well maintained in many places in Mizoram. And finally we arrived Thanzawl tourist lodge. We had to cancel today's plan to visit the waterfall because suddenly it started rain. We arrived around 2:30 p.m. and after that it was raining. My mother and I started walking down the streets. Due to rain, we had to go back to room. So next day morning, my mother and I started walking towards the Thanzawl city. There is a church and a school, and it's a very nice small hill town. Mostly the hill towns which are very near to big cities, they are full of tourists every time of the year. But this is a place where you can't go very easily. You have to take flight to Aizawl, then you have to come to Thanzawl. Mizoram is a state. Till now, till 2024, there is no rail line. Probably it will start from next year, but the line will come a long way, because there is Bangladesh in between India and this other part of India. Northeastern state, it is very difficult to visit because of the situation of another country inside India. When you go by bus or train, you have to go for long way, and when you go by flight, it's hardly 400 to 450 kilometers from Kolkata. So it's actually nearer than Darjeeling from Kolkata. Now we started our journey towards the main attraction today, Vanthawng waterfall, which is supposed to be the highest waterfall in Mizoram and one of the highest waterfalls in India. The road was not very good. Somewhere the driver stopped and we decided to go back, but the driver was very helpful. He cleaned the road and again our journey started. And there were no people in the road, so luckily we did not have any problem of crossing the cars in between. When I went to Kashmir 3 months back, that time it was really a big problem. Whenever another car comes from the front side, it's very difficult to cross that car in these shallow roads. But right now, we are the only traveler going around this part of the country. Although it is really beautiful, but it is not visited by many people in India. Many people don't know that there is a state called Mizoram in India, a state which is completely Christian dominated. We reached Vanthawng waterfall. It is around 700 feet height and the water is falling around 700 to 750 feet. So it's a really beautiful place to see. But the problem is you have to watch this beauty from quite a long distance. So you can't enjoy the proper beauty, although you can enjoy the sound of it. I tried to capture the view by my mobile camera where I could zoom more than my actual GoPro camera. It's really a beautiful place to visit. In lush greeneries, water is falling from quite high altitude. The name of the river is Vanthawng, and from where the name of the waterfall came, Vanthawng. I'm not sure about the origin of this name. If this kind of view could have been found in bigger cities, they would have made many hotels and resorts nearby. One of the most beautiful places to visit in whole Mizoram. The beauty will certainly mesmerize you at any point of time. When the water drops in the pond, it gets evaporated, and it is really coming to see this kind of view. Although I would have been much more happier if I get a place to visit this waterfall from very nearby place. Then we reached some another place, but the counter was closed, so we were not sure what we are going to visit today. But the driver said, go there is a beautiful place, and especially they insisted my parents to go there. And I did not know that my parents are coming behind me. I thought they can't come, it's a quite steepy road, but while I go down, it's really the most beautiful place in Mizoram. Water is coming so forcibly that there are some fishes who want to go back, but they can't. They are just jumping on the wall and again going down. I would say the most beautiful place I have seen was a offbeat place like this. I expected much more thing to watch in Vanthawng waterfall, but the water was falling from very high. But here the name of the waterfall is waterfall, where the water is coming not from the very high altitude but very forcibly, and that makes the place so beautiful. It's a terrifying beauty because you can get slippery and water level is going up, so we have to leave the place as soon as possible. I guess my parents were very happy to watch this place. Usually they don't come down this place where there are lots of stairs. Because of the driver, as he insisted my parents decided to go down, and I am very sure they won't regret it. I tried to capture the sound of the waterfall. Again, it's our time to go back, but the driver said us, it's not yet over. Why are you thinking to go back to Thanzawl so early? We have 2 more places, and the first place is going to be one of the again beautiful places, that is name of Tilpui Lake. Sometimes while traveling, we don't plan much, and many better things come in our way. And sometimes we travel with lots of plan, and most of the places we can't visit because of weather condition. A week before, there was a storm coming to this state, and we thought all our plans will be devastated. We invested money on the flight ticket, we invested money on hotels, but we are lucky that weather was so calm, so pleasant, that it completely supported us. And I would again thank our driver, because some places we did not know from the Google as well, but driver knew it and he wanted to show us. Usually most of the places drivers don't show things because they have to travel a lot, they have to go to that new place, they have to park their car, so they try to avoid more and more things. But here we had the opposite experiences. The driver actually insisted us to go. I remember when I went to Sikkim, When I went to Himalayas, drivers sometimes say start your journey early, end your journey early, because he has to go to home, he has to go to take another passenger. But here we had completely different experiences. Actually, my father said from the morning that he has to go to Thanzawl and visit Thanzawl again. But the driver always said visit Thanzawl first. It is the most beautiful place. Then think about Thanzawl. We will reach Thanzawl in the evening. Such a beauty which is almost untouched by most of the humans. These places are so beautiful, although very few tourists go there. If it would have been in northern India, it would have been full of tourists coming by cars. But here, so much lush greeneries, beautiful lakes, beautiful waterfalls. From this beautiful Dilpui lake, I would love to say goodbye to everyone, and we'll start our journey towards Thanzawl. There is a point named golf course in between Thanzawl and Thanzawl. Although I would not recommend anyone to go there, because it's not actually a tourist place, it's just a golf course and there was nothing to see. Only I went there to capture this video, but if I would have been known the fact that there is nothing to see here, I would never went there. We started our journey from this golf course towards Thanzawl. It was around 4 to 4.5 hours of journey. Goodbye everyone, hope to see you again in another video. Like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel.